I'm going to be excitable today.
Hello, we're live.
We're live!
Hey.
Welcome back to Crypto Warehouse. It is Monday. It is our first Monday live stream. I am Mike and I'm with Julian.
Hello.
And Brogan.
Hello.
And today we're going to take a look at, do we think Ethereum is going to 10x from here? We're going to take a look at Fergie, not the one from Black Eyed Peas, the other one that was with the,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, him, yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to take a look at some good news regarding adoption. But before we get to any of that, Brogan, it is customary for me to get the Bitcoin price right and for Julian to get it wrong. So can you please bring up the charts?
Yes.
22,800.
Just give me a second.
Really?
I need to get the
Is it that high?
price up.
It is that high.
22,821.
What are we doing?
We are waiting for me to get everything.
No, I mean,
Okay.
what are we doing with regards to the price?
All the guesses
22,800.
21 on top of that.
on top of the
22,821.
30,800.
And 21.
Okay. 23,019.
23,019.
Oh, it's pumping, isn't it?
It is pumping.
Pumping on your stereo.
Yeah. And we're in a far better mood because of that.
We are. We're up.
Aren't we?
Yeah,
We're up.
Even though it's his first appearance on a Monday.
It is.
Which is a wash day.
Which is a wash day.
And I've always struggled with it being a wash day.
So what have you got?
Leftovers for tea.
What have you got up to over the weekend? Have you had anything exciting? Any news?
I've done very little. I've just watched TV.
No.
Watch TV.
I thought you had some news for us.
Well, I'm making a new poem.
I thought there was some other bit of information you were going to portray about a certain lady in America.
Yeah, that's the poem.
Oh, is that the poem?
Yeah, I'll be writing a poem about Beyonce's activities.
Ah.
It's been in the news for her activities in Dubai.
And where do we find out about this poem? What do we have to do to see
You
it?
have to click subscribe and click on the bell.
Yes! We got that in there before
Brilliant.
Brogan, didn't
Brilliant.
we?
So yeah, that's coming next couple of days. Beyonce.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah. Said to the wife, I'm a big fan of Beyonce.
Oh, yeah.
And she said, well, wherever floats your boat. And I said, no, that's buoyancy.
Oh, please don't switch off. He doesn't tell bad jokes like that all the time. Just
That's
most of
not
the
a
time.
joke. That's an absolute diamond.
I can't see Brogan laughing.
That's because he's trying to set up the comments again.
Because his computer's on fire again.
Now
It's glowing orange.
No, that's just the colour of his fake tan.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll need
There
that
we
now.
go. The
He's
comments
wearing-
are good morning, we're free superstar.
Good morning, everybody, or afternoon, or evening, wherever you are.
Yes.
If Mrs. Fitz is watching, then the wraps were delicious.
Very good.
Very nice.
I didn't get one.
Okay.
Again.
Should that be a big white blob on the screen?
It's gone.
Yeah, no, it's back.
Where's
Henri says beautiful joke.
Beautiful
Yes, you
joke.
see?
Guys,
I know the audience.
Henri has no taste.
I know the
Oh.
audience.
Henri has no
Whoa.
taste. If you think Henri has no taste, please like and subscribe.
Please subscribe.
to Crypto
Scroll
Warehouse.
down, turn notifications on so you don't miss any content we're doing in the future. We actually do have some big things coming up.
We do.
Oh, yeah, we do, actually, yeah.
Yeah,
We
we
do.
do. We actually
How's
do.
it
So
going with
stick
my
around.
bits?
My
Have
bits
we
are-
minted them yet?
We're going to mint my bits very soon.
This week?
That
I've got to
dep-
nail
all-
you down on some sort of schedule.
All depends on Brogan and when I can get him.
Do we all remember the
Yes.
tune?
We do. My bits
Yeah,
are your
yeah.
bits, and your bits are my bits.
Took a ginger lad to make them so the world can go out and spend them. It's a real hit, that.
It is, but we need
Never has an advertising campaign been invented before a product.
to. We need to. Well, yeah, you could say that.
Do you think they have been before?
Oh, I can't say that there's been prefabricated world events. No, because I'll get us kicked off the channel, won't I?
Oh, yeah.
But we have a lot to get through, so we'll leave your bits to one side.
All right.
We'll put your bits in cold storage.
All right.
For now.
Yep.
And we'll move on because we have an awful lot of
get
breaking news.
Right. Oh, crack
So
on.
Brogan needs to whiz through them quite quickly,
Yeah,
otherwise we're
I'm
going to be
just-
here all night.
Opening up the words on the birds. Open up the letters the birds have delivered us this morning. In preparation for the stream. Okay, so the first word on the bird we have is by a man called Connor.
Mm-hmm.
It appears that there is a pattern of Binance front running over 18 plus months. I found connected wallets that bought $900,000 Rari seconds before and dumped minutes after listing. bought around 78,000 earned between June 17 and June 21st and sold right after listing announcement. Did same with Torn.
So, in English,
A bit of...
there is some accusations around that Binance and CZ may have been buying and selling tokens.
Is this insider trading?
It's insider trading, Julian, that's right. And that's what the accusation is. Now,
Any foundation to this accusation?
well, that's the question I was going to ask Brogan. What do you think?
Well, what do you mean, if it's true or not? Or
Do you think it's true? Deep down in your gut, do you think that CZ and Binance, the world's biggest crypto exchange, do you think they've been front-running tokens, or do you think this is mudslinging by ex-FTX
Is
employees?
this based on graphs?
This is based on graphs.
Then it's not true.
Based on the blockchain.
Then there's no foundation to it whatsoever. Because their graphs, as I've said to you before, are just absolute garbage. I'm sure some of them are GPS signals to get your way home. That's all that they are.
It's probable. It's probable.
Yes.
So we think, do we, that this is fake or true?
Fake for me.
Fake for you?
Well, there's a couple of assessments I want to make for this. Number one, even before looking at the fact that NXFTX guys released this information.
Possibly. We don't know.
Okay, well, we don't know then.
That's my accusation.
Right, okay, well, I'm going to ignore that then. Firstly, I wouldn't think you'd throw away or try to throw away a company this huge in crypto, because obviously everything on the blockchain is stored and all the transactions are saved. Okay, so I don't think he would be that stupid to do something like this, where it could be easily accessed by anybody to see what's going on here.
It might not be CZ. It might be an employee.
No, it won't be. It'll be him. But he ain't got time anyway because he's too busy bitching about everybody else.
It's true.
Still, yeah.
So true or false?
I want to say false.
I'm going to say false as well.
False.
False.
It's purely a GPS system of the distance of travel from somewhere like Mapplewell to Leeds, just going over the Pennines and down the other side. That's all it is.
The next one, more breaking news, I believe.
Yes.
We've got quite a few of these. I think we've got 4 or 5.
Are they trues or
we do.
falses as well? I
Well,
love
we
this
can
game.
be. We can be.
It's a good game. Watch a guru. Just in, US banks team up to launch a digital wallet to compete with PayPal and Apple Pay.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Now,
Did we not have these guys on before?
we didn't know because this is a...
It's another one.
So last week, we talked about how Google...
Easy
and-
something it were called.
Yes, Easy Wallet.
Yeah.
So Easy Wallet was going to be a crypto wallet
Yeah.
that all of the big guys looked like they were pitching in with.
Yeah.
This is all of the American banks pitching together to create a PayPal-style business together. Now, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to realise that once this wallet is built, they'll then have control over that side of the market, because a lot of these American banks, there's like a different layer in America now where you have all of these kind of companies that do PayPal-style transactions because they're a lot faster than banks. And the banks are realising they're losing on the transactions, they're losing on all sorts. So I think what's going to happen is you're going to have Easy Wallet over here on the left, and you're going to have American Wallet, Bank Wallet on the right, and then suddenly they're both going to combine, and all of the banks and all of the big, what they called, there's a name for all the big blue chip tech companies in the States. It's not called FAC, is it? FAAC or something like that. So I think they're all going to come together, and there's going to be one generic wallet that all of the banks and all of the big tech companies are going to own. And that's, I think, how it's going, because they need to keep control. And every day that goes by...
It's adoption, though.
It's adoption.
It's adoption.
It's great news.
True.
So, good news or bad news?
Good, I think.
I think
But then
good.
I'm a bigger
think
fan
good
of
positive.
adoption than Madonna.
You are. I thought he was a bigger fan of adoption.
Who?
That was married to Brad Pitt.
Jolie.
Yeah. Hasn't she got about 18 children now?
Probably, yeah.
Got all 7 continents ticked off.
Definitely, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Then there's a few Irish thrown in, I'm sure.
Always.
Yeah, I've seen the curly hair
Always.
on them. And then maybe a Welsh, just for good measure. What's the next one up?
The next one is a little meme or a meme or a haha funny.
A Mimi, I
A
think
meme.
it's called.
We call them memes.
What was it pronounced as? I remember hearing the word for the first time. What was it firstly pronounced as? Like a meme?
We used to call them memes, didn't we?
Meme?
Did we?
Or was it
Meme?
memes?
Memes.
Memes.
I don't.
Memes.
Okay. Anyways, So the meme is when your $20 investment becomes $20.72 overnight, and it's Tony Stark money.
So basically, this is a little bit of a joke at the fact that we are down 75-85% in the market.
But we're celebrating the fact
But
that
we're celebrating that our $100 investment is now worth $21.
Absolutely.
And it was
20.
worth $19.
Yeah.
So we are massively up.
Yeah,
So that's what we're celebrating, even though we're down.
massively.
And coming to the channel very soon, we have a new segment, don't we, lads?
Yeah, we do.
Confessions.
It's so funny. I don't want to be. I'm not be cynical or mean or anything, but it's so funny.
We get.
Should we explain it? Sorry.
Well, no, I don't think. I think what we should do. I think if you want to subscribe to the channel, then next
You're
week.
taking the job away from me now.
I am stealing your
He's
job
taking
away.
my job.
I'm not as enthusiastic as you.
No,
no,
you
we
need to put
we
that
don't
down.
do
No,
the
we're
arm
not.
waving
We
thing.
don't,
do we?
no.
You gotta make your voice louder.
So we will explain it next week when we finally get around to doing it.
Like an agony aunt type.
It's like an agony aunt.
I
Right.
can't wait.
But what we do is we laugh at these examples of other people's misery,
Yeah.
but we do it in a way to give them cautionary tales about why you shouldn't be doing what these people are
Yeah.
doing. So for beginners, I think it's a good
We're
example.
doing like a modern day Aesop's Fables
Yes, we are.
in a way.
Well, I was thinking of more like Tales of the Unexpected.
Love the theme music.
Andre said what I think is in reference to the way we pronounced meme.
Memes.
Memes. Moms.
Memes.
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 Memes. No, I could swear the first time I heard that word, it was like meme.
Maybe it could
And
be.
then just
We should just give it a proper name.
Then he's
we should just
rebranded
call it
on
meme from now on, just to annoy everybody.
Yeah. Jokes. What's the next one? There's one more, isn't there, before we get onto the main article?
Yes.
Before we get onto the serious
This one's
stuff.
actually funny. This one's pretty funny as well. My 2023 investment portfolio, and it's a bunch of eggs. Because the price of eggs is ginormously increased.
Do you know what? You're going to love this one.
Go on.
Do you know what the biggest selling gift so far this year has been in America? Gift as in birthdays, christenings, probably not funerals, but you get the gist. Positive anniversaries. Do you know what they are?
No.
Eggs.
Let me get
My
the percentage
birthday
up,
next
man.
week. I'll be gutted if anybody buys me half a dozen eggs.
Yeah, but it's all right for you. We live in Planet Sane. We're talking about Planet Insane,
Right.
where the cost of 12 eggs is about 35 quid in America, which doesn't have anything to do with Jeff Bezos buying up all the farms 3 years ago at all.
60%. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
It's not on the screen, I think.
That's crazy, isn't it?
So eggs at the minute in America have gone through the roof. I'm not going to make any jokes.
Don't make any jokes. They're too obvious.
Exactly. That's why I've skipped over them. I mean,
Well
I can't compete with your jokes.
What a beauty, wasn't it?
It was a beauty. Should we get on to the serious stuff then?
Yeah, this is the hefty one, isn't it? This is your basket of information you brought to us today, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the best thing to do, is to go through the article, and then we're going to dismantle the argument piece by piece, and we're going to explain to people why you probably shouldn't listen to outlandish claims, and you should probably look at the numbers. So we're going to do both.
All right, well, I'll just read through it and then just
Take it away.
when you have something to say. All right, so Ethereum's price may post 10 times gains in the next bull run. Allcoin Daily tweeted a video that highlights Ethereum as a crypto to watch. The number of smart contracts on the Ethereum blockchain jumped 293% in 2022. Allcoin Daily believes that sign-in with Ethereum will be a major bullish event. So we shared a YouTube video on Twitter today, wherein the Altcoin Daily team talks about the top altcoin making news today. Oh, this is just their channel. The video mainly focuses on the altcoin leader Ethereum.
Are we allowed to mention competitors' channels on the stream?
Yeah, I think so.
Are we?
Yeah.
Do we not bleep them out?
No, because we'd hope that they'd start to
No, because
mention
maybe the
us.
YouTube algorithm might hear his name and then link us in with him, and then it will get pushed.
So you should be called Altcoin Daily. I should be called BitBoy
BitBoy Ben.
Crypto, and you should be called Crypto Lifer.
Okay.
Oh, you don't want to be Crypto Lifer.
I'm quite happy
You
to
are.
be.
You've been sent by God with a message.
This is your mission. You are here for a reason.
Yeah.
By God.
I always thought that.
What's Altcoin Daily got to say? Is that it?
He's basically it's basically one thing big they're going off is the fact that the number of smart contracts has increased by around 300% throughout the year. In addition to the spike in the number of smart contracts, $4.6 billion in Ethereum has been burned since EIP 1559.
Which we'll get onto in a minute.
Right.
Yeah.
mainly due to the number of decentralized applications that have been developed on the Ethereum blockchain. NFT and DeFi in particular, OpenSea and Uniswap, are fueling the fire of Ethereum burning.
How good does that right-hand side work?
Looks beautiful. That.
Beautiful, doesn't it?
And who made that?
I think I did, didn't I?
No. Who made that sidebar?
Julian did that. So, Altcoin Daily, anything else to say?
No.
We like Altcoin Daily.
Yes.
So basically, it could go up tenfold.
That's what he suggests.
Yes.
It
He's
could.
basically saying the usage of Ethereum has been really high.
Yeah.
So I reckon it's going to go up. It's basically what he's saying. I think.
You can't argue against it.
I mean, no, he's got.
You can use facts and numbers to argue against it, which is what
well,
I've done.
this is why
You've not got graphs, have you?
No graphs.
Oh.
No, not for you to see.
Got the Ethereum graph.
Not for you to say. You don't need to worry about this. So, for those watching, Ethereum is the second largest blockchain behind Bitcoin. But unlike Bitcoin, which is a store of value, Ethereum is called the computer blockchain. So everything that gets done transaction-wise is done on Ethereum. There's other ones, Solana and Cardano, but we're not going to get into that. So what I've done, what's the first link that I've given you there?
Ethereum Coin Market Cap page.
The what, sorry?
Ethereum Coin Market Cap page.
Okay, so I think if you bring that up and go to all,
Okay.
Ethereum is currently $1,600.
Or what, go to all cryptos?
Just bring up the Ethereum one and go to all on the bottom right hand corner of the graph where you can look at the time scale.
You mean all time?
Yeah.
Right.
So on there, you'll see that Ethereum's all-time high is 4,800, roughly.
Yeah, 4,700, yeah.
Right. So that's a 3x from here.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll go up 3 times to get it to its all-time high.
Yeah.
That's quite a substantial jump.
Yeah.
Now, it reached that at about the time that Bitcoin hit 69,000.
Yep.
So if you divide 4,800 by 69,000, you get 0.06, 0.07, something like that.
Yep.
And everything in the market follows Bitcoin. If Bitcoin goes down 5%, everything drops 10, 15%. Bitcoin is still the OG.
Yep.
The Bitcoin dominance, which is the market share of Bitcoin over everything else, is still going up, which means it's getting bigger and bigger. Even though all the prices are going up, the Bitcoin price is consuming more of the market cap. Even Ethereum hasn't gone up as dramatically as Bitcoin has.
Yep.
What's the second graph?
Second link.
Second link?
Second link is ultrasound.money. Oh, have we not looked at this?
We've looked at this before.
Yes, it gives a lot of data.
Now, back in, was it October or November, the merge happened on Ethereum.
Yeah.
And since that date, was it 2.8 million Ethereum have not been created? Because inflation basically went to zero.
Yep.
Now,
So we've stopped making any more Ethereum, haven't we?
we've stopped making any
Now
more.
limited supply.
Limited supply.
Every time you use it, does it get burnt out?
Yes. But the volume on Ethereum has been very low because of the bear market.
Right.
So we've pretty much treaded water
Yep.
since the merge.
Yep.
And the theory is that the second that Ethereum and Bitcoin and the entire crypto market goes up, then the usage of Ethereum will cause Ethereum to become deflationary.
Okay.
Now, that's good news for Ethereum
Yep.
because that means that Bitcoin has an inflation of about 3% a year or something like that. Ethereum will have 0 or minus 1%. So in theory, over a prolonged period of time, Bitcoin should be overtaken by Ethereum in terms of market cap, not in terms of price, market cap. Go to the next chart.
Yep.
That should be the Bitcoin Ethereum pair.
Yes.
Should be a nice, horrible looking graph.
Yes, I've read. That's a day. Let me go to
all.
max. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. So currently 0.071 Bitcoin.
And then if you go all the way back in time, it starts at 0.1, doesn't it? We've never been above much further than 0.1 Ethereum to Bitcoin, have we?
No, the highest is 0.14.
Right. But recently we've been 0.07 and things like that, haven't we?
Yeah.
Right. So my statistical approach to this is, if Ethereum is going to 10x from here, it's going to get to $16,000. It's never been above 0.1 Bitcoin in 4 years, something like that, a long time. So for it to hit $16,000, Bitcoin is going to have to get to $160,000 per Bitcoin in the next bull run.
But that's only assuming that they're infinitely linked.
Correct.
But what this chap's saying is that it's use that Ethereum has got that will make it speed up faster than the Bitcoins.
That's what his premise is.
Yes.
But statistically, that's not what's happened in the last 4 years.
No, but it hasn't had a lot of statistics have been burnt, has it?
No.
You've not really got a lot of evidence for that.
However, to get to 16,000...
It's a long shot, isn't it?
To get to 16,000, it has to go from a market cap of 200 million to 2 billion.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Or
is it no? Are we at 200 billion? Sorry, are we at 200 billion now, aren't we? Sorry,
Let me have a look.
we're at 200 billion.
It'd need to be doing all your Eroski orders as well as its contracts it's going to do to get anywhere near that amount.
Exactly. So I think if we just stick to the same principle that's worked for the last 4 years.
I think for the next 12 months you've got to.
Yeah, 200 million. No, 200 billion.
200 billion, right.
But I think that there will come a tipping point where it starts to have some impact.
It will.
But I don't think it's going to be that much impact.
No. And that's my argument is that it's not going to go above 0.1 Bitcoin for a considerable amount of time.
Correct.
Because the second that institutional money comes in, it will not be going into Ethereum. It will be going into Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these investment teams, a lot of these investment houses, they don't care about DeFi, they don't care about Ethereum, they don't care about this, they care about Bitcoin, store of wealth. So all of this money is going to come in. All of the money from retail that's going to come in is all going to go into Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So what's going to get pumped first is Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So I don't think Bitcoin is going to get to 100,000 or more than 100,000 in the next bull run, which is 5x from here, 4.5x from here. So if that's the case, and we stick to this theory that Ethereum is 0.07, then I can't see it doing more than a 5 or a 6x from here now.
No.
Which is still 500, 600% increase in your money.
Yeah.
So if you did buy an Ethereum today, not financial advice, you are going to make 500% in the next 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
But the amount of money that has to go into Ethereum to get it to that market cap alone is astronomical.
Yeah.
And the only thing on the horizon that you've just brought up that I had in the graph there is this burn mechanism, which has stopped
it lagging even further.
So there will be a catch up, but I can't see it catching Bitcoin for another 3, 4, 5 years.
No.
It's just not going to happen.
We've got a question from Henri. Why are people saying Bitcoin is a scam?
Who's saying Bitcoin is a scam? Which people, Henri, think that Bitcoin is a scam? Is it?
Is this in reference to my
Is it Jim Cramer, our friend, or is it Jamie Dimon, the head of JP Morgan, who's been saying it's a scam for the last 6 years? Because
Jim Cramer, whatever he says, do the opposite of it.
Every single time one of these people say it's a scam, it goes up 10 or 15%.
Because they'll be buying it at the same time.
That is why, Henri. Because when they say something is a scam, you don't buy it and they do.
Yeah.
And then when they turn around to you in 6 months' time and say, well, actually, Bitcoin's probably going to hit 200,000, and you start buying the Bitcoin, at that point, they start selling it.
Yeah.
Self-fulfilling prophecy.
So they buy and fill you with fear, and then when they fill you with confidence, they dump on you. Because I think JP Morgan also turned around over the weekend and said, sell all your stocks. Well, why would you do that?
Yeah.
So that's probably why, Henri.
Yeah, he said reference to Bergen's YouTube short.
They're doing it because they want to buy it on the cheap. And they don't want you buying it before they can buy it because they want to sell it you at a higher price.
Yeah.
So that's it. So what do we think about Ethereum then? Do we think Ethereum is going to 10x from here? What do you think about in your opinion?
No. I wasn't sorry. No, I mean, in light of what you've, all the data you've already just given us, I don't think you can I don't think someone could go and confidently say that Ethereum will, even just overtaking Bitcoin, because systematically it's never overtaken, and I don't think it's it has the possibility of overtaking Bitcoin unless however many years in the future, or unless obviously Bitcoin gets shut down. But yeah, that's basically it. I don't think it's never going to take Bitcoin over, so it can't go that high unless Bitcoin goes that high. And will Bitcoin realistically go that high in the near future of year?
At some point in the dim and distant future, Bitcoin is probably going to hit $1 million. At that point, Ethereum is probably going to be somewhere near $150,000, maybe even $200,000. So it is at some point in the future, like Julian said, it is going to play catch up, but it's got, bear in mind, I think it's half the market cap of Bitcoin. So it's got to outperform Bitcoin by 150% to catch it.
Yeah, it won't do that.
I don't think it'll do that.
No.
Anything you want to add to that?
Nothing.
Is it explanatory enough?
I think it's self-explanatory. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Right then, should we move on to something a little bit more ominous? I'll say one thing.
It's Telegraph, so the article.
George Orwell.
Oh, really?
Yes. Take it away.
This is cashless, right? Going cashless.
Is this CBDC Kroner?
Yes.
Okay. That's the right one.
All right, so going cashless, Norway's digital currency project raises privacy questions. At this point, the test network for the Norwegian CBDC uses not the public Ethereum ecosystem, but private version of the enterprise blockchain Hyperledger BSU. If you've never heard of it,
that's a very important thing to make a note of. Here. This is a private blockchain,
which is just not public. A complete oxymoron.
Yes. Well, yes, it is.
Oh, yeah. Kind of a private blockchain.
For who?
For Norway.
Yeah.
Just the Norways.
Just the Norways are creating their own central bank digital currency.
For Norway.
Using crowns, which is their native currency.
Yeah.
And it's being built on a Hyperledger, which is a private blockchain. But as we keep saying all along, we cannot stop CBDCs.
No.
But we have to make sure that there are privacy laws implemented into its use.
Yeah.
And as we keep saying, if there are people that disagree with the government, they could potentially have their accounts and their assets frozen once everything moves on to CBDCs.
Yeah.
And if you go back to the thing I keep going on about with Canada and the truckers, people were having their bank accounts frozen who were giving money to the truckers.
Normal bank accounts. So once we move to CBDCs, my problem is going to be, where does the state overreach end? And that's what I think this is about, because Norway's quite a liberal country. So I'm hoping that once it gets introduced here, that other countries use Norway as a benchmark, and not somewhere like Nigeria, which are also going to bring it in with slightly more overreach. Okay.
Yeah. Today, there's approximately 50 billion krona in circulation, and the country's central bank, Norges Bank, can only account for 40% of its use. That means that 60% of money usage is outside of any control.
What do they mean by out of the control?
It means they don't know what the money is being spent on.
Well, how do they know what the other 40% is being spent on?
Probably because I imagine if there's 50 billion krona, they can only account for 20 billion of it in transactions, because it's all paper, isn't it?
Right.
So when you go to a market to buy your clothes or your shoes from a market, cheese.
Yeah. They do a brown cheese, I believe, in Norway.
Do they?
Yeah.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, brown cheese, very nutty, I've been told.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, I think in Norway, cash transactions are a lot higher.
They boil the milk. It's just come back to me. That's why it's brown. Makes it sweet.
You don't get this kind of information anywhere else, Brogan. So
other than Crypto Warehouse.
What do people need to do?
Scroll down, click the subscribe button, turn notifications on, So, I mean, you've already heard it. You don't miss anything out when you subscribe to us.
Exactly. Especially about brown cheese in Norway.
Norwegian famous brown cheese, yeah. They boil the milk.
Up. What are you kind of talking?
Are we going to get the rest of the article?
Oh, you finished?
I'd imagine.
Oh, okay.
We've not finished.
Not finished yet. Oh. Whereas your normal cheese would be like a white chocolate.
Yeah.
Your Norwegian brown is like Karamak.
Probably, yeah.
Oh, it's brown.
Yeah. I'd say so.
It's a very unappetizing brown.
I don't know whether I'd like brown cheese.
Oh, you would, because I think it's quite sweet and Moorish.
Anybody watching like brown cheese?
Has
Anyone ever tried brown cheese?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
So, yeah, I'm going to get some from Morgan's cheese place in London next time I go.
It's like sad tofu.
Tofu.
It'll come up in a minute. It just looks like sad tofu. That's the best way I can describe it, is sad tofu.
What's next? Or how far have we got to go with this?
I want to finish off of this article from someone. Anderson. Summer Anderson.
That narrows it down in Norway.
It does, yeah.
I get his first
Call him Bjorn. He's called Bjorn.
Sander Anderson. That's a good name, that. That's a good name, Sander Anderson. Oh, that's a fake name. The Norwegian Central Bank's CBDC project can also pose a threat to the legal status of private stablecoins in the country. The introduction of a CBDC may prompt increased regulation and oversight of private stablecoins, making it harder for these companies to operate. Basically, he's complaining about how hard it's going to be for companies to operate with this CBDC thing.
Absolutely, because at the drop of a hat, the central government can impose limits on transactions, and suddenly it's not the banks in charge of your money, it's the government.
Yeah.
Henri said it looks absolutely outrageous.
What does?
The cheese, I think he's referring to.
Henri's not a fan of the cheese.
He's not a fan.
What's your favourite cheese, Henri?
What's your favourite cheese? Judge you until you've tried it.
And you can't say that string stuff.
No, that's not cheese.
That's not cheese.
And someone also said, can't say I've had brown cheese before.
No. I don't think. Educational.
Well, you are educational.
Yeah.
Brown cheese, it does not look good. That's all I'll say.
Absolutely outrageous. Overall, then, CBDCs in Norway, good thing or a bad thing?
I'm thinking good thing.
Brogan?
In the current implementation they want to use, I don't think so.
I think it's going to be a test bed for the rest of
Correct.
Europe. So I think we need to pray it's a good thing.
Yeah, it's a good country to try it.
It is.
In fairness.
It is. It is. Because if it goes wrong, it doesn't really matter, does it?
Yeah, and they're nice people.
You're never going to win anything. You're not going to win the World Cup as Norway, are you?
No, but they're never going to get really nasty, are they? Because they don't really care.
Henri said chili cheese on Christmas. And he specifically said on Christmas. So maybe it's a Christmas delight.
That'll be because he lives in Gibraltar, I would imagine, when he can only get it 1 month a week. Sorry, 1 month a year. And that'll be at Christmas when they bring it on a plane.
Right then.
Not that I'm bitter.
UAE excitement. Yes. More adoption for you, Julian. More adoption.
In the UAE?
Yeah. United Arab Emirates.
Yeah.
Have you changed the...
Yeah, I have.
UAE sees key role for crypto as Gulf state eyes to boost trading policies. The United Arab Emirates is looking to adopt cryptocurrency in a major role in its trading policies, according to a report by Bloomberg.
Absolutely.
Crypto will play a major role for UAE trade going forward, said Ziyudi. For years now, the UAE government has been working on transforming the nation into a global crypto hub, mainly by implementing crypto-friendly policies with the goal of attracting the big guns in the $1 trillion industry. So he wants to collaborate with multiple companies, I think UAE companies, in creating the required legal framework for expansion of cryptocurrency. We've discussed before about how there needs to be a framework for crypto legislation.
And why then? Why do you think Russia, China, and the UAE want to get involved in cryptocurrency? One word.
Money.
Nope.
Control.
Nope. One commodity.
Oil.
Bingo!
Why?
It's all done on the dollar rate, isn't it now?
Yeah.
Priced in dollars.
It's called the petrodollar, and it's the way in which countries pay for their oil. And then the second that Russia was penalised for its invasion of the Ukraine, and it was cut off from the banking system, it was very difficult for Russia to accept payments or give payments out for for oil.
Okay.
So what China and Russia are working on
is a method to use blockchain for transactions to buy and sell oil.
Okay.
And what America was doing, and Europe as far as I believe, is they were buying Russian oil via a third party, Russia gas via a third party. So this could be I mean, if you've got money and you want to trade oil, you're not going to keep your money in China and you're not going to keep your money in Russia.
No.
So where are you going to keep your cash? You're going to keep it in the United Arab Emirates.
Yeah.
So for me, you're right, it is control.
Oh.
You're right. But it's about control of their own monetary system, which they've got the complete right to do so. It's just America and Europe are trying to clamp down on Russia because of their invasion. And when China invades Taiwan, they're going to do the same thing to China that they've been doing to Russia. So that's why this is all happening. And America, unfortunately, because of its actions, are going to be ostracized from 2/3 of the world economy, in my humble opinion.
Yes.
Oh, we were just leaving that big silence. That was quite a statement.
Yeah, that was a bold.
It
That
really
was a lot of
was.
information.
Yeah, it really was that.
I mean, I've got a tinfoil hat, but I did leave it at home.
You borrowed another one. What's next?
Another part I just wanted to talk about in this article, I think it's probably the last part, I don't think there's anything else, is so far these efforts have been a massive success with over 400 active crypto businesses currently operating in the UAE. Furthermore, due to a friendly regulatory framework, several exchanges, including Binance, OKX, BitOasis, etc., have all acquired licenses to operate in the country.
Yeah.
I thought it was good to point out.
No, you're right. I mean, what do you think in terms of the United Arab Emirates? At the minute, it gets most of its cash from oil, doesn't it?
Yeah.
All right.
And obviously, the climate that we live in, oil is bad.
Yeah.
And Greta Thunberg is going around telling everyone that all the oil in the world is bad. So the UAE, who doesn't really have anything else,
No.
do you think this is their
venture.
move? Yeah, do you think this is their move to get into another industry?
Has to be, doesn't it? Future proofing.
Yeah, you can't put all your eggs in one basket. You can't just have one pie with your
Well, you
finger
can't
in
put
it.
your eggs in one basket because they cost too much.
There's not enough
Yeah.
eggs to put in the basket, right?
No, well, you need bodyguards nowadays.
People only want so much glass as well, don't they?
Exactly.
They've got a lot of sand, but there's not that much glass needed.
No. Oh, well, that's
To
why
be
they
honest.
keep building all these huge buildings made of glass, don't they?
Yeah, to get rid of the sand. But then actually they're getting rid of their own country.
True.
If you think about
Cannibalising
it.
themselves.
They are, yeah.
First it was brown cheese, then it was cannibalising the sand. Right, now then,
It's a statement I think I'd never hear unless I was here right now in this moment.
we're going to move on to one of our favourite characters on Crypto Warehouse.
Who's this?
Jim Cramer. Jim Cramer is the man that said Coinbase looks good at $360 and it's now trading at about $30.
He is the Hamlet man, isn't he?
This is the man who said sell all your Bitcoin at $16,000 just before it went to $23,000.
Yeah.
So there
Do you
is
remember the Hamlet adverts?
I do.
Showing my age there.
I
but
do.
Yeah. It's the man that put all his money on red and it came up black.
He put all his money on red,
Yeah.
and then the casino disappeared.
That's right.
So Jim Cramer on Facebook,
Yeah.
sorry, not on Facebook, Jim Cramer on Twitter is this, this chap who kind of says, go deep on this or go big on this. And somebody's created the Inverse Kramer account.
Brilliant.
So what you do is you do exactly what Inverse Kramer does, and you would be up 200% in the last 6 months based on Inverse Kramer.
I was going to say, before you mentioned that, it would be an interesting project if you were to make a bot which, read his tweets and understood it and flipped it and then just traded and left it for however long.
I think it
and
exists.
Just see.
I think it exists.
Well,
And I mean, I think he was famous back in the day for getting a few things right, but in the last 4 or 5 years, he's got things right. I mean, he was at one point he was on television crying because he got something so horribly wrong.
Oh dear.
And of all the people,
find out.
like you see the SEC going after people, like for running legitimate businesses, or they went after Nexo, they went after Celsius, quite rightly, but they go after these companies who are trying to do things by the book.
Yeah.
Then you've got this balding clown with a goatee screaming at you across the TV to buy something that loses 90% of its value. I mean, why is he allowed on air?
I've no idea.
Is that not financial advice that he's giving?
It is financial advice, yeah. But I mean, why is he still predicting things if he's so bad? Because he must be backing it up.
I think he's
himself.
I think he's become his own parody. He's a little bit like Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah.
You know, where he laughs at himself.
Yeah.
So I think literally inverse Kramer is probably going to be one of the best performing Twitter accounts this year.
Probably, yeah.
So what's Jim got to say to us? This is good. Words of wisdom are going to stream out of your mouth right now, aren't you?
Yeah.
Is there going to become a tipping point, though, where he actually realises and starts actually listening to the inverse fella?
Probably.
And then tweeting that out?
Kramerception.
Yeah.
That's the title of our next stream on Thursday.
Where does this end?
Kramerception.
A paradox, that.
It is a paradox.
If he tweets and then goes to read himself, but opposite, and tweets about that.
Exactly.
Then the bottle tweet.
Like Schrodinger's Kramer, won't it?
But
He's both wrong and right at the same time in the box, which is where he should be.
Like
buried deeply underground.
Stood in a room of mirrors, you don't know how many of yourself there are anymore.
Without a microphone or a mirror.
I have nightmares about that. You don't know which one's right, do you? Which one's your actual self? Because there's millions of them. Like the man with the golden gun, you remember that?
Yeah. And they just shoot the mirrors.
Yeah. Nightmarish.
Yeah. Horrendous. Right then, what's Kramer got to say?
Jim Cramer thanks SEC chairman for standing up to crypto.
I'm sorry? Jim Cramer thanks the SEC chairman.
Yeah.
A great start.
For standing up to crypto bullies seeking spot Bitcoin ETF approval. The host of Mad Money, Jim Cramer, has thanked Securities and Exchange Commission Chairman Gary Gensler for standing up to the crypto bullies who want the regulatory to approve a spot Bitcoin exchange traded fund ETF. Kramer has repeatedly warned about the SEC cracking down on uncompliant crypto firms, urging investors to get out of the asset class now.
I always sigh once a stream, don't I? I always look to the heavens once a stream.
Yeah. I do it more than you do.
You do it internally.
Yeah.
You internally sigh.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah. Mostly at us.
And at NFTs.
Yeah. And at your own jokes.
Oh, I never sigh at them. I mean, as I said to you the other week, you've got to be big, haven't you? You've got to actually believe that you're better than you are.
This whole section I've just found a subsection. I just want to read pretty much the whole thing. And the subtitle of it is "Many people disagree with Kramer."
Many people.
Yes.
I've not met one person that agrees with him.
Apart from himself. Have you met him yet? Have you?
I've not met him in person. No, I don't want to meet him in person. I just want to slap him on the head and pull on his goatee. Would I? Of course I'd meet him.
No. But would you actually? Could you? Because if he's always wrong, and then he meets you, that means he's wrong. So he's never met you.
Wow, that's deep.
That is deep. It was so deep, it went in one ear.
Anyways,
out my nose.
Back in the mirrored room.
Yes.
Many Bitcoin proponents on Twitter disagreed with the Mad Money host. Lawyer John Deaton wrote, "So anyone who favoured a spot BTC ETF is a bully." Kramer believed people were protected by Gary Gensler, not granting a spot ETF, even though Bitcoin futures and short ETFs exist. These companies didn't get in trouble because of Bitcoin. Someone else said, no, Nate Garassi?
Doesn't matter.
I know.
Every week, it doesn't
every
matter.
stream.
I don't care. We call them all Bob. From now on, everyone's called Bob or Bobetta.
Bob said, I would argue exact opposite. SEC failing to approve spot ETF led to rise of GBTC arbitrage trade, where large accredited investors took advantage of retail. Meaningful proportion of Genesis' solvency issues stem from lending to 3AC, etc., to execute that arbitrage trade.
Absolutely. Gary Gensler, at the drop of a hat, allowed futures trading on Bitcoin, and that killed Bitcoin for 18 months because the price crashed when futures came in. Futures don't require anybody to buy and hold Bitcoin. It's based on the future price, and it killed the market. He allowed that 4, 5, 6 years ago, and the stupid bollocks hasn't allowed a ETF which physically has to hold Bitcoin. Yes, I called him a bollocks.
You really did.
Yeah. You know he's got a twin.
Who has?
Gary Gensler.
Gigi.
He's got a twin.
Called?
Doesn't matter.
Gensler.
Dave.
Bob Gensler.
Bob, right? So Bob and Gary, if you put them side by side, they look like a pair of testicles.
I need to find this.
Wow.
Find them. So, a futures ETF is quite volatile, and it causes volatility in any industry, and it causes a lot of volatility. And what Gary did was Gary wouldn't allow Bitcoin to be seen as a commodity because that falls under a different jurisdiction.
Out of his control.
Out of his control.
Yeah.
So he's got his fiefdom where he controls crypto in his eyes.
Yeah.
And what he's doing by not allowing an ETF is he is forcing companies to invest in these shady businesses. But these shady businesses are shady because they're based in the Bahamas, because he's not giving them licenses to trade in America. So he's forcing everything offshore, which is outside of his jurisdiction. He's forcing the money overseas, and everyone's losing their shit because it's all being done illegally because there's no oversight.
Who employs Gary Gensler?
The American government. And
Sleepy Joe.
Yeah, he reports to the Senate.
How's he keeping his job? You don't think he's got
He's
a
on
big
borrowed
garage?
time. He's on borrowed time.
He ain't got a big garage with some of Sleepy Joe's paperwork in it, has he?
No, he wish he had. No, he won't give up his power. But I think he's on borrowed time. He's causing more damage.
Surely his link with the
FTX.
It's got to be brought up to
What, working for his dad?
Yeah.
Working for Sam
not
Bankman
good,
for
is
his
it,
dad?
that?
No, it's not. And there's nothing we can do about it because obviously we're not Americans.
No.
We can just watch it from the outside, but you can just see, rather than bringing all of the crypto companies to America and then regulating them, which is what his job should be, he's going around fining companies. One company, he's fined $100 million, BlockFi. BlockFi had to borrow the $100 million to pay the fine. Then they went bankrupt. There they are.
No, they are. Yeah.
I'm convinced they're the same person.
No. Where I come from, they're a pair of bollocks. Which I don't think's a swear
Well,
word.
he's ruining America, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Because they're missing the boat.
Absolutely.
They've already missed it.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
They have. And he shouldn't be allowed. He shouldn't be in power. Which he is. So, yes. Right. Should we move on because we are running out of time?
What we got
And
next?
now we move on to one of your... I know she's one of your favourite royals.
Sarah Ferguson.
Sarah Ferguson.
Yeah.
We can't mention, Brogan, I need to be very explicit about this, we can't mention her husband
No, we can't.
by name.
What we can mention is that she brought the word Titian into the
No,
vocabulary.
it's fine because everyone's called Bob.
That's true.
Do you remember that? Titian. She brought the word Titian into her vocabulary.
Did she?
Yeah.
Well, like politician.
No, Titian is a colour.
What?
She's a ginger denier. She calls herself Titian.
Is she?
Yeah.
So she's actually a bit of a... What would you call her then? As a member of that fraternity,
Yeah.
what would you call her?
She's a true ginger.
No, but no,
Yeah.
no, but what would you say? Because she's turned her back on
Exactly what I've just said. She's a ginger denier.
ginger denier.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Right, what's Sarah got up to? Because she will put her hand in anything.
I've just educated people again.
You have?
The word Titian, they'll be putting it into all their essays at schools.
Well, if Mrs. Fitz is watching, but you don't think she is,
Right.
she'd probably be able to tell us about Titian,
It's a lovely colour.
wouldn't she?
All this information we're getting, right?
I know.
And you'd think people would want more of this information, right? Because
Why
information
are
is
we
the power
not
of the
more
world.
famous?
I know what's
Exactly.
coming
Two
next.
things.
I
Why
know
we're not
what's
more
coming
famous?
next. I'm trying to delay it.
I actually have the answer to why we're not more famous. It's because these people watching right now haven't scrolled down, subscribed, and turned their notifications on.
Borderline, that wasn't
Borderline, yeah.
That's all right.
it? Right, what's Sarah got up to?
Bob has authored romantic fiction novels and even sold blenders on TV. Her new wacky way of boosting her finances is by selling NFTs. Bob has launched a gallery of digital art.
You can call her Sarah. 'cause
She's
that's
allowed to
easy
be called
pronounce.
Sarah. It's names you don't understand that you call Bob.
Sarah has launched a gallery of digital art featuring her own poetry. She has joined forces with Nifty Gateway,
Nifty Gateway, yep, they're a valid business.
which sells NFTs. As technology evolves, traditional aesthetics can find new life, she said.
See, Nifty, it's a play on words, you see.
Yeah,
Like we call them nifters.
yeah, they call it nifty.
Nifty.
I like that.
Yeah.
So she's
So she's selling her poetry as NFTs.
making poetry, and
Have we got any examples of her poetry? Because I bet you at
we
anything,
do if we scroll down.
it's not a patch on Julian's
On the
poetry.
resident
No.
poets.
By the way, Julian,
Mm-hmm.
in your honour,
Yeah.
I've created a new playlist on the Crypto Warehouse YouTube page
I've seen it.
called Poems,
I've seen it.
where you'll be
Oh,
able
wow.
to listen to all of Julian's
Yeah.
odes.
Yeah. The next logical step is to set them to music.
Yes.
Mm.
So if anyone out there
Mm.
can write us some tunes, Julian will sing over them.
We also have
Spoken words
some
enough.
some
to be fair.
songs some remixes of popular songs
Yeah,
with crypto in it. So if people want to see that,
they do, and they will see that
eventually when we get around to recording.
When we get to it. I know why we're not more famous.
We don't do it.
It's like dropping a watermelon out of an 8th-story window. It just goes off in every direction.
Absolutely everywhere,
doesn't it?
Yeah.
Right. Sorry, Sarah.
I'll say this poem. Julian can
Critique the poem.
Yes.
Oh, look, this is lovely. Very cultured, this channel today.
Absolutely.
Okay, it's quite short.
That's good.
Oh, there's a lot. There's two actually. Okay. In a soothing voice, the Duchess reads, "Lost and fearful, sometimes tearful, using your compass. Now you're not alone. At last, no more abandoned feeling. We are integrated and sated. A new orientation. Embrace harmonization. Harmoniousness. I can't say this word.
The poem's dreadful.
In another of additional artworks, May We Speak, Fergie asks, "Do you think you're awake?" Fergie talked about her NFTs in a Twitter space last week and read a poem she wrote when the Queen died. A rainbow appears over the turret so clear, a sign for us all we must stand tall.
Are these limericks?
I don't know. There's a comma next to it, so I don't think so. Whenever you see a rainbow appear, you know I'm near. Never fear, I may not physically be standing
Fergie's
there, but in your heart I will never fear. Yes. Rhyming fear with fear. Okay. Look within and you will see the colours of my rainbow wrapped around my love for you abounds. Okay. All right. So I assume the floor price of the NFT is really low.
Has anybody watching bought a Sarah Ferguson NFT? Or does anybody want to buy a Sarah Ferguson NFT? Because I think Julian's got about 6 that he wants to sell.
I couldn't pick up any sort of rhythm to them. I'm all about rhythm. They've got to have a rhythm, haven't they? A poem. In my opinion, there are others that don't.
They do.
I find them not to my palate.
No, you need rhythm.
I think you need rhythm. Yeah.
What do we think of them? Do we think this is a cash grab by a C-list celebrity who was caught on camera selling meetings with the royal family? Or do we think this is true culture in the shape of an NFT?
I think this is pure art. It's just misunderstood. And I think it really deserves its place on the nifty marketplace.
Wow.
An alternate view there. I didn't expect that.
What do you think?
I'm probably with you more, I think. It's a bit of a cash grab.
I don't think she should be allowed out of the house.
I think it's pure art.
But she did write them kids' books as well, didn't she? She had to go at that as well.
Did she?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
We're all going on a Prince hunt.
I think it was about a helicopter.
Was it? In the Falklands?
No, I don't think so. No.
Andy Pandy pulls his pants down.
No, it was nothing to do with that. No, nothing to do with that.
Andy doesn't sweat.
No, it was
Don't
nothing
sweat
to do.
it.
It was nothing to do with that. It was about a chopper.
Andy's chopper. Andy's chopper's a big fat flopper. Let's move on.
Please.
2. Now this is one which is more hypothetical, and I'm not a fan of it either.
Oh.
Which is meta work. This is to do with working
In the meta.
in the metaverse.
Is this working from home?
Yeah, but you've got your VR headset on.
So you're not in your house.
So you're
in the virtual world.
You're in the virtual world. And there's some first-hand experiences in here from employees of companies like Meta who say it's like the 8th circle of hell.
So let me get this straight.
Yeah.
You're at your home,
Yeah,
at your dining table,
yeah,
with your headset on,
yeah.
on your own, completely on your own.
Mm-hmm.
And you're looking at your work colleagues who are also in their homes.
Yeah.
Do you look like yourself?
No, you probably look more like the Simpsons.
But you can't be a dinosaur, can you? Because I hate that.
No, you can't be dinosaur.
Right. That's dreadful, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you'll probably at this moment in time look like a Minecraft character.
So when you take your headset off, do you disappear?
Yeah.
Oh, in the virtual world?
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about real world for some reason. Oh, what?
No, yeah, you do.
I mean, my instant thought is that there must be a lot of office jokes that you can play using this new form
Oh, there is.
of communication.
Hide and seek would be a great one.
Cracker.
Probably pull like a gun out.
But some of the physicality is not there, is it?
No. I mean, you can't go up behind one of your work colleagues and jokingly slam their head into the desk and say surprise.
You can't do that.
Because you can't do that.
Could you rob a store with a virtual gun and then take 50 USDC?
Yes.
Gotta do that.
Of course you can. Why not?
Why not?
Absolutely. So what's this article got to say in defence of the meta work?
Well, before I read it, I just want to just say the name of the website, Lodi Valley News.
Lodi Valley News.
Who are these people?
Do we say that in a Texan accent, or do we say it in more of a Devonian accent?
I think that's where it's from. Yeah.
Loki Voki word.
Lodi
Thanks,
Valley
mate.
News. Lodi Valley News.
Lodi Valley News. Never heard of them. What have they got to say?
Working in the metaverse, this is closer than you think. The metaverse is. I'm going to zoom in a bit.
Can't wait for Dookie Dash. I've not bothered reading that one.
Dookie Dash.
That's going to finish me off.
Yeah, it will. That really will finish you
The
off.
metaverse. Sorry, it's got the first word, the, doesn't have a capital T. Then it's got capital M, metaverse, bold, and then it's got no punctuation, and then it's got capital I. It is one of the most. This is the worst way you could. This is why Lodi Valley News. I have never heard these people.
That's correct.
Metaverse is one of the most talked about topics when it comes to technology around the world. It's because Mark Zuckerberg has spent billions of dollars building this platform, which could be the next revolutionary step of the internet. The expectation is that technology will become a part of people's daily lives, as it not already.
You can't make a coffee run either, can you?
No.
Oh, no. Of course.
Unless you can virtually.
What happens if you go to the bathroom
Yeah.
and you keep your VR headset on? You're standing there talking to your boss, and then suddenly your boss just hears somebody urinating while you're standing there as a character, maybe a dinosaur, and you just...
Does your character mimic your facial expressions?
What would happen if you pass wind in your metaverse? Does your face go green in the metaverse? I mean, these things have got to be thought about.
And programmed especially.
The reason is, having worked in an office, as Julian's worked in an office, you have office banter, and it's the reason you go to work, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's the only reason.
It's the only reason to get paid and to have a joke.
Yeah.
So, seriously, having things like when you pass wind, you go green, so then everybody else knows that you've done it. I mean, these are the important things, not
I hope
crucial.
that the facial recognition thing works, to be honest.
So when you got...
So when they've got a proper sales meeting going on, they're looking at the graphs of how they're going down.
Yeah.
And they return to Gary, come on, Gary, what's going on in the southwest? And the camera pans to Gary and he's, it's like that. It'll give the right impression, to be fair. It won't look happy.
Or if he goes bright red, because it pick up his
ideal.
It would.
Strong number 2, but they're not my favourite jokes.
Please read the article.
I'm waiting.
I'm not going to speak again. He's just killed the tone.
I've done it. Yeah.
He has. He's reached the bottom of the bowl with that one.
I literally put that one down.
He's Dresdened it.
Some believe that it will be a kind of online representation of our universe. On the other hand, many people think that corporate
is how it should be said. I don't care what the guy's written, it's corporate. Cooperate does not exist, it's corporate.
Are you correcting his spelling?
Yes. What is that? What does that mean?
It doesn't matter, it's corporate. We're going to be here all night.
Okay, anyways. As an expansion of our daily lives. Hold on, I'm reading this. It's not really saying much. Even because, despite all the speculation, the metaverse just isn't ready. In this sense, an internal report, Horizon World Metaverse, which belongs to Meta, is still buggy. In addition, it should be noted that even company employees cannot fully use the virtual space. Finally, given this scenario, the transition of face-to-face offices into spaces in the metaverse still seems like a distant plan. Digital security.
Remain that way.
Yeah. No one can ignore an issue. Digital security. Oh my god! No one can ignore an issue. Digital security. Prior to this migration, it is important for metaverses to ensure companies protect their confidential information. In short, companies will need to deal with large amounts of data generated by interaction between employees, and this cannot pose an information Security risk.
It's never going to happen, this.
Well, I guess, again, you only put your headset on when you've got something important to say, which is, again, completely against office life. It's the down times where you're not actually working that make it bearable.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a waste of time.
Awful.
I can't see the metaverse happening. Do you want to work in the metaverse, Brogan? You're one of the up-and-coming stars of the future. Do you want to work in the metaverse? No. How do you program in the metaverse? How do you use a computer in the metaverse?
It's a waste of time.
It's a waste of time.
I think AR could be
augmented
useful.
Reality. Yeah.
There's no possible way you can just like leave life and go somewhere else to do it. Like you'll always be in your seat in your house. Like AR, for example, you're still you're not escaping from real life.
Absolutely.
But there's a lot of utility to be had with AR, like multiple screens and new glasses.
You can actually be in a room like this and see everybody's real personalities at the table, even though they're at a table somewhere else. So you can sit at your desk at home and put your glasses on, but be in a boardroom with everybody else.
So this is like R2-D2 when he projected Princess Leia.
This is like R2-D2 projecting Princess Leia.
Got it now.
Absolutely. Well, on that fine point, let's move on to this thing that I really don't want to talk about. This is Julian's one.
It's dreadful. I only brought it just because it's so bad.
Dookie Dash.
What's Dookie? What is a Dookie?
Oh, goodness.
I don't know whether
you should. I know what a Doopie is.
I don't think you should ask that question.
I think it's an excrement.
Can we read the article and find out what it is? Because I don't want to know.
Wait while they start talking about swamp stuff.
Take it away, Brogan.
Nonsense. It's everything I despise.
Finish us off.
Bored Ape Yacht Club storytelling continues with Dookie Dash and Sewer Pass launch.
Sewer Pass.
Yeah.
An interactive blockchain game that is the next step towards engaging and rewarding holders. It's clouds. The Dookie's clouds.
I mean, I got the Bored Ape Yacht Club. I understood it. And for anybody listening, they were one of the first two major NFT collections to take off.
Yeah.
Cyberpunks, or CryptoPunks, and the Bored Ape Yacht Club. Now, I had visions of the Bored Ape Yacht Club becoming an exclusive society of people, NBA players, basketball stars, which is NBA, NHL, I meant. So you have all these celebrities that own them, and then they go on these, VIP cruises.
Which they're never going to do because they don't like each other.
Exactly. And then it's descended into some stupid rip-off of Fortnite.
Because they're going for the secondary market.
They are.
That's
I know.
all.
But it's devaluing the value of their brand.
Yeah.
Sorry, Brogan. Sorry, Hollywood.
Following the story of Jimmy the Monkey, I think there's a story.
Jimmy the Monkey. Right.
And a mysterious key. Bored Ape Yacht Club presents a new limited time game entitled Dookie Dash. Releasing as a skill-based mint, players will participate in an endless runner-style game and compete to see who can set the highest score. To gain access to Dookie Dash, players must first acquire a Sewer Pass, which is now available to claim for free for Bored Ape Yacht Club ecosystem holders in various tiers.
I did a short about this. Are you going to produce it? I sent it to you.
You did, yeah.
Are you going to produce it?
That will be out tomorrow.
To be honest, it's just the same drivel that we're talking about, so but it's worth watching.
So to get notified when your short comes out, what do people need to do, Julian?
They need to click on that bell.
They also need to subscribe to be notified of your short.
Absolutely. But it's only worth watching for my pyjama top, which is outstanding. It has to be said. It really is. It looks like I went away and put my smoking jacket on top when I'd finished, and then puffed on my cheroot.
I'm ready.
Anyway, carry on.
I'm ready.
Interested participants who don't own a Bored Ape Yacht Club token can still play the game by picking up a Sewer Pass on secondary markets, something many have already done based on the more than $12,690,000 in secondary sales at the time of writing.
God. Oh, really?
Do
we like this idea, Brogan?
I don't know what the game is.
I don't like it, but it's clearly going to be a thing. Secondary markets.
I'm resisting it, though.
Oh, I am, yeah. I'm too tight to part with the money.
The same with ApeCoin. I'm not a fan of ApeCoin.
I'm terrible on games, so I'm not going to try. I don't even know what you win. No. Do you win anything?
A Dookie in the post.
Once players have their pass or passes in some case, they'll be able to participate in Dookie Dash with the ability to select which they wish to use at the start of each run. Okay. Well, the game will span for 3 weeks, concluding on February the 8th. Players will be able to run the Dookie Dash course as many times as they'd like during the 3 weeks in an attempt to earn the highest score for a grand prize. Okay, I think it's supposed to be a joke, but it's not that funny. In this game, players will doge various obstacles.
Oh dear.
While at the same time trying to collect items called fragments, which go towards scoring in each individual run. Okay.
This just sounds ridiculous.
So basically, you play this game a bunch of times, and you might win something at the end.
Waste of time.
It's probably not.
It will be.
It's probably not a waste of time. I just don't like it, but it's going to make shed loads of money.
It's a 3 or 4 week window to play the game,
Yeah.
and it won't exist anymore.
No.
So they're keeping interest in the project by releasing these short-term games, if you like.
Yeah.
Just like Fortnite has seasons,
Yeah.
Oh.
you can pretty much gather or guess that they're going to have something coming out in 5 or 6 weeks' time
Yeah.
to try and soak up some more cash.
Yeah.
Got a final bit. Which I want to say, at the end of the game, the score earned will determine what the sewer pass will transform to, with summoning starting on February 15th. While not much detail has been shared surrounding these transformations, Yuga did state that the collectibles are titled power sources, and that any player who scores over 0 will be eligible to burn their sewer passes for the new asset. And these tokens are also said to have utility in an upcoming minigame, and that each summoning will result in a unique power source that will consist of traits of varying rarity. Okay, so basically, you play this game to get a currency so you can play the next game.
Yeah.
Alright.
It's almost feeding addiction.
Exactly. It's like casino,
That's an intro.
but then rather than getting cash from the casino,
You
you
get
get
your chips.
tokens
Yeah.
or chips to go next door
And
to play on the
continue.
poker table.
Yeah.
Waste of time. Should we move on then, or do you have anything you want to add about Dookie Dash? Because we've got question time next,
We do have question time.
which is nice this
Yeah.
week.
What are the questions?
Should we go on to question time?
Let's do
let's
question
that.
time.
Alright. Okay.
I think Julian should go first.
Okay. Let me just go to it's
I can't remember what they were now. They were nice
Right.
questions.
Julian.
Asked by real people this week.
Brilliant.
Real viewers.
They always have been.
Very true.
Huh?
Carry on.
First question for Julian.
Julian, I don't know where to start with crypto. Where should I buy it and keep it? Ali, Michigan.
If I was starting,
If you were starting today,
yeah,
where would you go
I
to
think
buy
I'd do
crypto?
exactly the same as what I did when I did actually start.
Yeah.
And I would just buy and hold. Well, you don't physically buy it, but I'd hold it on something like Revolut.
Revolut.
Yeah.
So you don't want to hold.
I don't want to own it at this point in time.
Yeah.
I want to just dip my toe in,
Yeah.
see how it's going, with instant withdrawal access if I get cold feet.
Okay.
And then I can monitor it for a time. If it works out, cash in, buy it for real.
Good answer.
We have a question from somebody.
From who?
I don't know how to pronounce your name. It says, what do you think happens if you don't play the first game? I assume this is in light of Dookie Dash, what it was called.
I pretty much guarantee that power source will be available on the secondary market.
Yeah, I was going to say there's going to be a catch-up system
There
where
is.
you're going to be able to buy it for an extortionate amount of money.
Yeah.
And it's probably going to be pretty useless. And it's probably going to feed into the next game, which is a game where you get another source for the next game.
Yeah.
So I think it's a waste of time. Don't do it.
I think at the end of this chain of games, because I think they're filling the gap between where we are now and there's the Fortnite style game, which is probably 12 months away, 18 months away. I think at which point, if you've gone along this chain,
You're going to join that one.
you're going to join that one, but there's going to be a perk available to you.
Yeah. I don't think they're thinking that way.
No, they're not. No, they're not. And the
They just
individuals,
want the end player.
yeah, and the individuals are just helping them by making these small transactions.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Yeah.
I would say that you'd be able to pick up these things on the secondary market.
Yep.
And I'm sure if you miss the next game, you can then jump in on the third or
Yeah,
fourth game
yeah.
and buy the token
Yeah.
or power source or whatever it is then to then get into that one. So
Yeah,
I wouldn't
just
say
like
you've
Kinder
missed the boat.
Surprise, isn't it?
Just like Kinder Surprise, yeah.
Yeah.
Keep buying them cheap, horrible plastic toys that you'll lose, but you keep buying the chocolate. And then you go on to a different chocolate that don't have the toy in. That's what they've done to people.
If anyone else has any other questions,
We're in question time.
I'll give my question and Rayman's
Your child that did buy a Kinder Surprise now has gone on to a Kinder Bueno. The chocolate addiction's been retained.
What about the toys?
It's very true. Don't need the toy anymore. If you've got any questions, it's question time.
Yeah.
So please feel free to ask Julian, just to stop him from coming out with his dad jokes.
Yeah.
Please ask away. Right, what's next? What's your question?
You said a joke there, didn't you? I
did, yeah.
completely missed it.
No, I didn't miss it.
I didn't say a joke there.
I caught the joke here, and then put it up here.
There were no joke. It was just a window into reality.
There was a joke. There was
Linking
a joke
it
in
with
there.
Dookie. That's all it was.
Oh, because
an observation.
I must turn around like this while you're talking to me. So the jokes.
No,
No, next question.
Okay.
move on.
I'll do you.
Move on
Your
to
question
me.
now.
What's my question?
Your question is. There we go. Your question is. What is Bitcoin dominance and why is it important? From Trevor from Cork.
Trevor in Cork. Bitcoin dominance is the percentage of the overall crypto market that Bitcoin takes up. So, for example, if we have a $1 trillion crypto market and Bitcoin is 450 billion, then the Bitcoin dominance is 45%. What happens during a bear market and why it's important is the end of the bear market normally starts with a run-up of Bitcoin dominance. So it's a key indicator that we're getting to the bottom of the bear market and we're coming out the other end. And the reason it's important is because the price of Bitcoin shoots up. And when people profit take, they don't sell it to dollars or pounds, they sell it to altcoins. So let's say
cycle.
It's a cycle. So let's say Bitcoin dominance gets to 50%, 500 billion. So that's not far from where we are now, 20% more. What will happen then is the next part of the cycle is Ethereum will then follow suit maybe 2 or 3 weeks later.
Yep.
Then the third part is what's called the altcoin season. So everything from position number 3 or 4 downwards, then the liquidity. So people sell the Bitcoin, buy Ethereum, pump that, sell Ethereum, and then buy the altcoins. So it's a cycle. So the importance of the dominance is it's the key indicator that we are starting to move out of the bear market. There's other things, which I'm not going to go into, but that for me is the reason why it's important.
Good answer.
No more.
3 things to go over from people.
Okay.
So the first one, Toxic. Do you think they might relaunch the first game multiple times to engage the customers, or will they just keep launching new ones?
Yeah, I think rebrand it like they do on slot machine games.
Yeah, they'll keep rebranding it. I reckon the mechanics...
One will be a leprechaun.
Sorry?
They always pick a leprechaun.
They always pick a leprechaun, yeah. Or a lobster.
Or a dinosaur.
My wife loves Larry the Lobster, which is the same game mechanics as other games.
Yeah.
But it's just to put lobster in. So
That's
I
all
think
that you do.
you're not going to...
Reframe it.
Exactly. They're not going to design a game which they only use for 3 weeks. So the chances are they're going to use the same game mechanics multiple times.
Yeah, I'd compare this on my analysis. I'd say I'd compare this to Fortnite.
Yeah.
Because with a lot of games where they have new systems or new seasons over and over again, what tends to happen is at the start of the season it starts off high and it goes down in as time progresses, player base goes down, and then a new season comes out, a new update, a new visual update,
special skill or character.
Comes back up. Yeah. So what they're going to do is copy the code or copy the game and just add new NFTs, or if they release a new NFT, Bored Ape, Bored Ant, Yacht Club, whatever, they're just going to make that the exact same game. So I think for the people who played the first game, they'll come back because it looks different, so it might be different. And the new players will just, they'll come in anyway. So I think they'll rebrand it mainly because of the old players. They won't come back because they've already played it.
Yep.
So the second thing we have, I assume this is for Julian in the common notes.
Good question.
About cheese.
Yeah, it's a good question. That from Henri saying, I want to know his best dad joke. What is your best dad joke?
Henri!
I'll
ban him.
You're not going to hit.
How do we ban Henri?
You're not going to hit the end of this.
We're not allowed dad jokes on this channel,
Well, no,
especially from Julian.
The viewers requested we must provide.
Okay, well, while Julian's thinking...
Well, I did tell you the one earlier.
Go on.
That me and the wife were in a lift having a terrible argument, and I realised I'd been wrong on so many different levels. That is a good joke, that one.
That's not bad.
That's a good one, that.
Was there not one more that you said?
No more.
You just got to save them.
love
You've gotta
of
save
God.
them.
Okay, fine.
Move on. No more dad jokes, for the love of God.
Last thing.
What's the next question?
If it loads. If it wants to load.
Is this from Toxic?
This is from Henri again.
Oh, well, hello, Henri. Again.
This will be about cheese.
This will be about cheese.
Let me just refresh the page. Just let's talk to each other
Just want everyone to know that we hold this stream together using elastic bands,
duct tape.
sellotape, duct tape, and blue.
And a household fan.
And a household fan.
Yeah.
And we're like a duck, aren't we? We're very calm.
Oh, don't use that analogy.
But we've got little legs
I had that
flapping.
at an interview once.
What, you're a duck?
No, it said a swan.
We're lagging hard. We're lagging hard. I'm surprised if anyone can.
Well, why don't you just tell us what the joke? Do you want me to read the question? I've got them in front of me.
Well, we're lagging, so no one can hear us because we're lagging. Well, they probably hear us, but it's laggy. So
I'll go to the third question for Brogan then. Do Brogan's third question while we pick that up.
well, no, the whole stream's lagging, so they're probably not going to be able to hear us that well.
Yeah, we are.
Okay, can you,
Fire away, Brogan.
no, just talk about brown cheese.
If I talk to him, he's just going to tell another dad joke.
I won't. Got none left.
If you give me 4 seconds.
All right, let's talk about Frank Lampard. He's been
That
sacked.
took it down. He hasn't, has he?
Yes. He's been sacked.
What a joke of a club they
We
are.
knew he wasn't going to last.
What a joke of a club.
An absolute. I think it's poisonous from the inside out.
Totally. That new stadium, just fill it with chewable mints. It's all it's fit for.
I'm watching the stream here on my phone. It's working fine.
No. On my screen, it's completely frozen. We're back.
What a joke of a club.
Oh. Come on, really? No. It's buffered for about 20 seconds. So right now it's frozen. So in 20 seconds that's going to freeze.
So do you want us to sit here and just talk aimlessly at each other? We've got
Yes.
7 viewers.
I know.
Anybody that's just joined us and sees us lagging, we need more subscribers to get us to 1,000 so we can afford to buy. We currently have a 486 with 2 megabytes of memory and no hard drive
At all.
And Brogan is just trying to keep us going with plates balancing in the air.
Can we have
horrid.
feedback next week as well as if anybody's tried Norwegian brown cheese?
I can't fix anything because it's too slow. So I can't close anything.
It's fine. It's fine. Let's just talk about the last question then, which is you're asking us to fill the space.
What's the third question?
third
Your
question? We'll answer the question for you.
It's not that I'm lagging and you're not. With the whole stream is lagging. So no matter what you do, everyone's gonna hear us lagging. So if you just talk about something completely different, so if they can hear you, there's some sort of content going on. And if they can't hear you, it's
Look
good
at
enough.
the screen.
It's completely frozen. Everything's dead.
This is great.
We have got to speak then, haven't we?
Have you
Otherwise-
got Firefox open?
No, wait. Please.
Are we back?
No.
He's panicking now. Panic setting.
Well,
At the end of every stream, this seems to be happening. doesn't it?
What's going on?
First one, we had a fan malfunction.
Yeah, we did.
Last week, I fell over.
You did. I made
That
a
were
cracking
that
meme
were-
about you.
That was tragic.
Yeah.
So this week, it's just frozen.
Yeah, but you summed up crypto in 3 seconds, 2 seconds.
Correct.
You had optimism,
Yeah.
disbelief,
Yeah.
abject depression,
Yeah.
and hope,
Yes.
didn't you?
Absolutely.
As you fell down.
Yeah.
Was it the room that fell down, or was it you that fell
Everything
down?
fell down, but I stayed the same.
You did.
We're back to that room of mirrors
if you
again.
can hear us, I'm just going to try and close something. Unfortunately, the comments can't appear on the screen, but we will read them out in a minute. So just give us 1 second. This is like atrocious. It's just imploding itself.
Is it your comments thing that's killed it?
I don't think so, but I'm closing anyway.
Right. So, for those viewers watching, please like and subscribe. We're here every Monday and every Thursday
Thursdays now.
at 7 p.m.
Yeah.
Central European time, 6 p.m. UK time.
We're Emmerdale Mondays and Thursdays.